And good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today, after a bit of a hiatus, I have decided to resume streaming the Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play, because I felt like streaming. Hopefully this early morning start, if you're watching this live, isn't too much of a problem for you. If you like what you see at any point, please remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. It may be a small thing for you, but it helps out the channels tremendously. Okay, and with that, we need to talk to Nidana to pick up the MSQ, a boy's errand. Little does Nidana know that she is about to send you on another errand. And here I've been doing other errands like catching up with my PvP, which I've been doing off stream. I only did, because I was feeling lazy, I only yesterday just did the frontlines roulette. I need to do that at some point, maybe this afternoon. Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm getting very close. I was doing like at first 1 level a day and then 2 levels a day, and eventually I think I just started to get tired of it, even though the end is within sight. And then I'll be able to get the PvP glam, because glam is important. A boy's errand. Little does Nidana know that she's about to send you on another errand. If you want to see me do the PvP as a stream the last few levels, let me know. If you will excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you are both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when last I looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that was before Oriange told everyone about their tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. Wow. That's quick. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Myrokos, loath though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask that you fetch the Giant Skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it is found, aptly named Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Yeah, sure. Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please seek out a man named Zenuya. Named Zenuha. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of Hamsa, Mistress Nidana? By all means, Do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. Survived? What did they survive? I will bring the Hamza to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. Good heavens, did they have problems with ending to them, or were they breaking them in and many of them died? Then again, if an Arca-Sadar were to sit on one of them, I suppose I would break them. Despite his tender years, Varshan is thoughtful and dependable. It's easy to see why he was chosen to be the Satrap's attendant. Huh. Yeah, that tower is an eyesore. Here are our Hamsa Myrokos. If the creatures look familiar, it is because they are close kin to your Eorzean dodos. Hamsa have long been kept as livestock in Thavnir, and many a hatchery may be found here. Alas, the largest of these was recently raised by monsters from the tower. Ooh. Okay, so that's why I mentioned surviving. Okay. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That is where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone's throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. You are ready? Then let us depart. You need only ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead from yours to follow. Whoa. Oh, this is not dignifying. I don't know if I can read that quickly enough. The music in this game is always on point. Another cutscene. But wait, I thought I was supposed to be leading Varshan. Instead, he led me. And here we are, manned by the Radiant Host. This outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Given the problems they had, it seems to be lightly defended. Who should it be but young Varshan on an errand for the satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me come to collect your report. He also wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. We simply do our duty, but we are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days, this remains the front line of battle, no place for children. Your predecessor too often traveled alone. It's been what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own volition and gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering, but I still worry for you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabdeen. Thank you. And who might this be? Not Hanish by the look of him. Permit me to introduce Myrokos Tia of the Eorzean contingent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. From Eorzea, you say? Towers have appeared over there too, yes? Unfortunately, they have. Tell me, what is the situation like? May I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers? Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. I was probably going to tell them anyway. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threats, some of ours are understandably anxious. We would be glad for any tidings you can share. You two bring Varshan the latest report and answer any questions he may have. Just yawned there, then again it is early. All appears quiet with the tower at the moment. I dare say the soldiers won't mind if you approach them. I have heard about you, the visitor from Eorzea. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telophoroi? We know that they're the ones behind the tower and that they've declared war on the whole world. But why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet that we won't let the bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like our Eorzean and Far Eastern brothers. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zot, as folk have taken to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did on the Isle of Narunir. We are safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting ether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with the tower in your homeland? Sadly, there's not much we can do. Our struggles are not unique, then our hopes still lie with the talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. It occurs to me that I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, a military order under the Satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve the peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. We train hard and admit only capable warriors into our ranks. Even so, we've struggled to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded striking them down on 2 occasions, they came in force. We had to pay a heavy price. Ouch. What of the towers in Eorzea? Do they likewise spawn monsters? Yeah. Lunar primals, we call them. So it's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls for outside aid to be answered. My thanks not only for the information, but for accompanying Varshan besides. While he's wise beyond his years, he's still a child and we couldn't bear to see him come to harm. Huh. Why do I get the feeling that he really cares for him? When the tower first appeared, we sent scouts on a boat to investigate, but it quickly became apparent that something was amiss. After another of our one after another, our comrades were corrupted. We could only look on in horror as they slew each other. Ooh. Well, at least they didn't have to kill them. Those demented fools. If they want to go to hell, they can bloody well arrange their own passage and leave the rest of us out of it. That's fair. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was enlightening for you as it was for them. Only a little. As a neutral nation and trading hub, both Radzatan ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, the stream has dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you had best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. Upon the Hamsa, you will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. Lest you have forgotten to get to the Giant Skull Grounds, you need but follow the road east. The Hamsa should deliver you there quite quickly. The last monster that came out of the tower laid waste to the hatchery, slaughtering many good Hamsa. The poor creatures didn't deserve it. Ouch. Yeah. Though the Hamsa appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its back. Should you become separated from your steed, speak with the Radiant Beast Keeper at the Hamsa hatchery to mount it again. Now it's up to me, so I'm not safe from the various creatures. But usually the roads are typically secure. So I need to go up there. Yeah, in my experience with this game, if I stick to the roads, I should be safe. Should being the operative word. Well, if that's not the Giant Skull grounds, I don't know what is. I remember getting a staff made of Giant Skull a while back. I think I put in my glam dresser. The glamour dresser, yeah. No sooner do you arrive at your destination than the hamster dashes off. Lovely. Oh. Okay. So that's somebody who can do that, but not otherwise available. Okay. This is indeed the Giant Skull grounds, and I am Zenuha. Is there something you require? Yep. The great work requires more Giant Skull. Giant Skull for the alchemists, you say, but of course they shall have it. They labor tirelessly to deal with the tower, and 'tis the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. Huh. I wonder if I should change over to, say, Paladin. I don't want to out-level. Tipping the scales, Zenuha has a stack of Giant Skull for you. Here you are, a sack of the purest Giant Skull. We always set some aside for our alchemist friends. When you deliver it, let the good folk of the great work know that we are grateful for their efforts. If they need more, they need but ask. Okay, and so that unlocked the triple triad. Hang on. Before I get too carried away. Ether current. Must check for ether current. Yep, there it is. No! Oh, damn. Okay. Misjudged it. But yeah, they put the ether currents where, and also off stream I picked up the ether currents for current quest for Labyrinthos. Yeah, if I'm going to... Might as well have the music playing, at least for this bit. Ah. Pity it went from sunny to cloudy, but we can't control the weather in the game. Ah, welcome back, Myrokos. Dare I hope you have the giant skull? Yep. The hempen sack filled to the brim with chunks of the purest giant skull. Oh my, such fine specimens. Thank you so much for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype. One that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it is ready, it will be time for the true test. So please take your ease while you can. Oh boy, this is going to be big. Yeah, I know that in terms of over-leveling the, that eventually the MSQ and stuff levels out. Usually, since I'm 82, it should level out when I'm late 84 at around that point. So I don't out-level too quickly,
I see
but...
our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well.
Nice! I love voice acting.
You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
Oh, so he survived.
Of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner. Children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
Oh.
What is it? What did you see?
Fandaniel. That's what.
Fandaniel? Are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last! Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments! We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, oh, you needn't ask. Yeah, let's stay optimistic.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Alright, so back to the beach there. I could go by the road, or I could try. Can I go by the sea? Because there's this beach here I have yet to unlock to explore. So I wonder what the coastal approach is like. Oh, there's the hatchery. I haven't done. The satrap has granted you the use of this boat. May it serve you well. This is a rather finer boat than I had expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board and be on our way. Oh, and if I should become corrupted, do not stay your hand. Of course, I pray that it does not come to that, but you must protect yourself. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of a kind, and perhaps our only hope for toppling this tower. For all our sakes, do not hesitate to do what must be done, whatever it may be. Well, the longer I draw this out, the more nervous I become. Let's be off.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now. It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could. So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance. A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be. Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What?
Oh no. Oh no, Nidana.
Do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Oh, this guy.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
Patrons of old? What are you talking about?
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes? Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
Amon, at your service.
Amon. What? Van Daniel is Amon?
Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
So
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation. Slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged, I resurrected a legend. Our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards. Always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Armon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war. And so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Ah, you are returned, but where is Mistress Nidana? Minutia Preserve. Just when we had succeeded in making the talisman. I must report this at once. Meanwhile, please return to the great work. I want to see this hatchery. Ooh. Ouch. Oh dear. Oh, ether current. Glad I came up here. It's been a while since I've heard this particular music. Let me just see if I can get this other ether current. Assuming I can reach it, of course. Ah. Sadly, I don't think I can get down there. Yeah, there's a bit of a jump that I don't know if I can survive. It's saying southeast, so that's given the fact that I was up there and it said east, now it's the southeast. Yeah. Something's gone awry, hasn't it? What happened? So it was Fandaniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you wanted to do more, but you were right to return here first. We must tread warily lest we endanger Nidana and the other captives. The satrap of Radzatan. Thancred is wearing a grim expression. First, we must inform everyone of the situation, Nidana's colleagues included. I'll call them together for a gathering, but I think it would be best if you were the one to explain. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, Nidana. Can you answer me this? Though Nadana is trapped in the tower, she is still alive, yes? Yeah. Then we must make warding scales, as many as we can. The prototype works perfectly. This Nadana proved at peril to herself. So let us make more scales that she and all those who were taken might be saved. Aye, as alchemists, this is how we will help win the fight. My friends, the Satrap has been made aware of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide you with all that you require. To that end, he bade me give you this link pearl that he might personally discuss the production of the warding scales with you. As for our Eorzean visitors, I bear an invitation. In her report, Mistress Nadana noted your vital contributions to the talisman's creation. This fact came to the satrap's attention, and in recognition of your deeds, he wishes to meet you. Wow. In addition to thanking you in person, he would also discuss further avenues of collaboration. And also, if it is agreeable, will you not accompany me to Radzatan for an audience with His Excellency? We should be honored, of course. Closer cooperation between our lands can only be to the benefit of all. Then it is settled. Please come to the gates east of the Giant Skull grounds, and I will show you into the city. Oh, sorry, wrong way. That is not the way I want to go. Yeah, that's definitely somewhere down there. Lovely. Now become foggy. And even through the fog, you can still see... Oh no no! All present, then those... oh damn it. Okay. Owing to the threat of the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert, and and strict restrictions are in place for entry. Though you have been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times. Damn it, I totally missed out on that. I wonder what they would have said. Let me know in the comments if you happen to click on them.
A vast rock squats upon Favnir, and to its stony surface clings the city of Rads-at-Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets. But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
Here we are, Megadota. It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas. It seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside. Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, satrap of Rads-at-Han. Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude.
But Nadana, she was taken. Not everything went to plan.
A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nadana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not. This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
As you wish.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me. Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Aye, mine elder brothers, of Midgard's spawn, I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radzat Han had an alliance with a dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive were the Aura. Adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. When it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radzat Han.
But if Vritra is still here, then your position as satrap is just...
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Your eye. It was taken.
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh. The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Razatan. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will.
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered, Estinian warm blood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another, yet did neither one of us bare his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radz Adan. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Padalthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go. Steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Radz Adan, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
If our course of action is decided, let us not tarry. That we should encounter the one of the first brood in such a circumstance. That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but we now have a clear objective ahead of us. Let us join our comrades in Charlian and muster a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower of Zot. Oh, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to attune to the Aetheryte here before departing, unless, of course, you enjoy violent nausea. I am reasonably certain that I have. Yeah, I've got Yedlamont in the Great Work. Sadly, I can't go in. Yeah, I can't go in there. Where's Estinian? Vitra and his alchemists have prepared us for a foray into the tower. What we accomplish within its twisted halls remaineth to be seen. That Arcasadara languish in Telophorai chains doth forewarn us of the nature of our foe. 'Tis the gods of Thavner who would be summoned to thwart us. Just as I was getting used to balling Thavner, we're back in chilly Charlian. Take care not to catch your death, eh? We need you for the battles to come. Now then, everyone appears to be here, so let us take stock of all the developments and discoveries. I returned by way of Kite's experimental aetheryte, yet I must say it was far less taxing than our first attempt, and apparently we need only ask if we wish to use it again. Now, I'm not terribly eager to repeat the experience, but if you're willing to test your ethereal fortitude for the sake of technological advancement, then who am I to stop you? Okay, they've got no new dialogue. Trial glances at you with expectant eyes. Since there has been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective locales?
Your time in Thavner has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya. then make our way to Thavnair.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Frodola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope, and I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Yostola, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
Pretty sure Alpha knows in the right group. What if Alice? She knows a healing spell or two.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armaments to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Radzat-Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetherite at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Might as well save myself the gil since I have to go back. Actually, let me just check something. I do like being Black Mage, even though I'm 82. Okay, good. I don't need to repair. Of course, narratively speaking, will we reach a point where we don't have to pay the Charlene tax for the Aetheryte? Yeah. Period? Ooh. West. There's another one to the west. There. There's one here in Akiali. Oh, up there. Thank goodness I decided to check. And then back to the northeast, which from here is definitely inaccessible. Ah, our friend of Eorzea, we've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission into the tower, I'm told. The warding scales will soon be delivered. Till then, please stand by at the boat we have ready. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. We pray for your safety and success. If the Thought Trap trusts you and yours to lead the mission, then you must be formidable warriors indeed. We are glad to count you as allies. Huh. I am sorely tempted to try this, but I'm not feeling like doing tanking this early in the morning. I'm just trying to extract what EXP I can from the smaller stuff. If this is the future of Aetheryte travel, I think I'll stick to boats. Aye, no warning, however emphatic, could have prepared me for that. On account of which, we are a little late, but fighting fit, mostly. Huh. I wonder if I would have seen them dealing with vomiting, etc. My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be, should we still call you Varshan? Sorry, we should still call you Varshan, I suppose. Indeed, it would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well then. For our part, we are humbled that you should see fit to entrust us with your warding scales. Please convey as much to His Excellency. One for each of you. Please accept them with my blessings. Oh, thanks. With these, we can go anywhere those with the blessing of light can go. Not only for this operation either, but all the ones to come, we can finally break your monopoly on primals. I've been waiting for this day. I wouldn't mind carrying on as before, you know. In that case, they're all yours from now on. In that case, they're all yours for now. Yeah, I could use a break. I mean, I could... Yeah, but I'm afraid we can't let you retire just yet. You're the sun's brightest star, after all. Yeah, okay. If everyone is amenable to it, let us review the strategy for good measure. As previously agreed, we will divide into 2 groups. Myrokos and his band will break through the tower's defenses and locate its core. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtless want for healing due to the duress of repeated summonings. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be deities of Thavnerian myth. As we have no prior experience with such foes, pray exercise the utmost caution when confronting them. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. For the people of Thavnir, nay, the entire world, we must prevail. This is the closest I've ever been to one of the towers. Such a sinister aura it exudes. It's been a while since I last took to the field, and I can't help but feel nervous, but with everyone at my side, I'm sure all will be well. Lest you worry, I've not forgotten my healing spells. Be it restoration or destruction, this sorceress can command whatever magics the situation requires. Though our parties are separate, I will trust in you as I know you will trust in me. Let us both give it our all and add another rousing chapter to the saga. No. Aside from primals within the tower, we shall, for a certainty, encounter enthralled Imperial soldiers, defenders conveyed hither by means unknown, who will stop at nothing to hinder our efforts. Yep. The Radiant Host and I will be watching from the outpost, ready to act at the first sign of unusual activity. May the scales serve you well and protect you in lieu of Reacher's fangs and claws. First, this armor, blessed with Ratatosko's power, and now Reacher's... Wait, Ratatosko's power? I could have sworn he was infused with Nidhogg's blood. Then again, the power of Ratatosko was taken up by the Ishgardians, so maybe it wasn't that some of that power lingered and was imbued. Now features scale, much has changed for dragons to show me such favor. And with Nidhogg with me in oh, so his armor was imbued with Ratatosko's power. However did that happen? And with Nidhogg with me in spirit and in hand, no obstacle will bar our way. With Ishtola keeping them company, the other party will be able to hold their own against the enemy if needs be, so we can tackle our own task without worrying over them. Come, let us be about it. I may have taken up new arms, but my role is unchanged. I am a healer through and through. Yet in knowing who once wore this sage's mantle, I wonder, when all is said and done, will I look back on the battles I choose to fight with pride? My warning scale is sufficiently tucked away and ready when you are Myrokos. I may not be the Azure Dragoon, former or otherwise, but I guarantee that I'll give as good as I get. As tempting as it would be, let's see if I can do regular duty finder. If the queue takes too long, 14 minutes. If the queue takes too long, I may switch over to duty support. It's just that I find duty support alone takes twice as long. Plus, I'm new, so I don't want to have to reset after every time I wipe. This seems to be taking a while. I mean, it's nice that somebody else is viewed. I'll give it a little bit longer, but if we don't get a tank and a healer soon, then I think I'll just go with duty support, even though... Speaking of which, hey. Finally, now we can get the show on the road. We're assuming... yay! Why did they have statues fused into the wall? Why do they always have to run on? I'm a black mage, I do not like movement. Why do they always have to run out of range? Well, I guess that's why there were statues. This is why I never pop ley lines. Because people interrupt my burst window. Like, Lots of hectic mechanics here. This is giving me a lot of Zerg from StarCraft vibes. But usually want to try to stay as far away as possible from orbs like that, generally speaking. No! Ow! That hurt. What the? Well, that was clever. No, right in the middle of my attack. Really? All this weird metallic architecture is also eerily evocative of Mach. There was a treasure chest back there. Whoa. What the heck? Oh no! Oh no, our healer's down. Oh. Suddenly I wish I were on my summoner, even though I got it to max level through PvP. Oh! Oh, oh, this isn't going well. Ouch. Yeah, and this, yeah. Reset. But this is also why this is also why I did this in duty finder, not duty support. Okay, so just, avoid that direction and hopefully we'll be fine. Ooh, no, crap. Ah. So much for... Okay, what hit me there? This is pure chaos. Well, if that's Samsara one, that must have been getting me. Well, that was a good limit break. was kind of those two to wait. Sorry, that was my cat waking up.
Is everyone all right?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
We just defeated the primal, now we have to figure out how to shut down the
Lower floors
tower.
were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Ishtola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look. Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
And that should be the end of it.
You had to jinx it, didn't you, Alphino?
What now?
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
Oh boy.
Pray I'm not too late.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
Uh-oh.
Raha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
Phew, carrying all this matanga may have been the true struggle. The liberated prisoners are being transported to Radzahan for treatment. Alize and Istola will oversee the administration of the tempering treatment with support from those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. You may now enter the tower south with a party of NPC avatars. To make use of this feature, open the trust menu is located under duty in the main menu. Yep. The Jewel of Thavnir. Thancred is rested and ready to set out. Had enough rest, have you? You never were one for being idle. Right, Varshan bade us come to the Megaduta at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they have finished tending to the prisoners. Wait, on second thought, you and Estinian should go on ahead. I need to make a quick detour by the Great Work. We left Graha in the alchemist's care, you see. Best to fetch him before he's crammed into a specimen jar. Just you and me then. The guardsman at the gate should wave us through. When we delivered Graha to the alchemists, they were not a little excited. Perhaps it was Nadana's rescue that brought them joy, but given their fascination with Estinian, I'm not quite sure. Oh dear. You are returned. As suddenly as the tower disappeared, we were gravely concerned for you and yours. I'm glad to see that all is well. On behalf of the people of Radzahan, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Well, thank you. And it's nothing. And of course it's raining. So good day to be inside. At least we were invited. And this time I will speak to Estinian. I'm not making that mistake again. With the tower gone, I expect that the state of alert will be lifted. One can hope. Honored scions, you are free to enter at your leisure. As I cannot leave my post, I am afraid you must make your own way. Should you require directions in the city, the sentry stationed at the fountain atop the steps should be glad to assist you. Though I have been to Radzatan before, this place is a veritable maze. Rather than risk getting lost, we had best ask for directions from the sentry at the fountain. Lead the way and do not expect me to act as your tour guide like certain others. Estinian is now accompanying you. Oh, that was an interesting callback. I'm so glad I got the Fat Cat parasol. Can you imagine if Square Enix actually were to begin selling the Fat Cat parasols with the ears and the little bun of a tail? I could see myself using it. No, wait, I can't go to other things. Mr. Myrokos, I presume. I understand you were here for an audience with the satrap. If you require directions to Megaduta, I should be glad to provide them. The satrap's residence is situated in Dharma, the highest part of Radzatan. To get there, I would ordinarily recommend a route that takes you by the bazaars in the city's north. Due to the state of alert, however, most businesses are currently closed and the Aetheryte disabled. As such, I will provide you with an alternate path. First, please ascend the steps next to this fountain, then continue left. There will be more steps. Upon ascending them, you will emerge on Paxa's path. Proceed through the large door on the right, and then you will arrive at Revedia Fibers. Within, you will find another sentry who will give you further guidance. In other words, we head out. Sounds straightforward enough. But just to be safe... Oh. There's a dialogue circle here. Must do dialogue circles. Ah yes, I know about this portal. It leads to a nearby isle, the treasure vault of one of Radzatan's wealthiest families. They took the god of luck as their guardian, on account of which they occasionally open up a section of their vaults for aspiring treasure hunters to try their own luck, so they say. There are also coffers hidden across the land that act as portals. Find one and you gain access to the vault. Huh. Something to bear in mind in case you exhaust your friends while on the road. 'Tis a troublesome experience, as I can personally attest. I can believe that. So there are islands filled with treasure here. That's nice. I believe I unlocked Dig. Yes, I did. And Decipher, so if I get a treasure map... I know I don't really do those, but that's because mostly it's nothing but trouble. Heading to Megaduta, are you? In that case, please follow this hallway to my right and go through the door at the top of the stairs. You'll emerge at the entrance to the airship landing, where another sentry should be on hand to assist you. Incidentally, if you ascend the steps to either side of me, you'll find the workshops of Ruvedia Fibers. Though you're free to observe the artisans, take care not to lose your way. Quite an ordeal to get to the Satrap's residence. It could stand to be a bit. Could stand to be a more obvious route, like the one to the vault or Kugane Castle. Wait, you've been in Kugane Castle? Huh. Interesting. Wait, did they actually put Singer brand, or not Singer brand, obviously? Let me go. Oh my god, this is like the Victorian era Singer brand sewing machines, complete with the hand crank. Pity they don't have the floor pedals. Oh. And it looks like it's even got the embedding for the platform into the sewing table. That's nice. Excellent little detail there. Ah, Fafnirian weave. Hard to imagine more vibrant stuff. I dare say Emmerich would be partial to the gold thread and the blue, of course. He loves his blue. Indeed he does. I've never put much thought into what I wear. A spare set of clothing is usually all I carry. If that isn't enough, I can always obtain something locally. Such a nice little detail. Yeah, I do. I haven't touched my sewing machine in a while. I do tailor. As a hobby, but I need to get back to that at some point. Sadly though, a lot of the projects that I might like to do, like this one, those sort of fabrics, I tend to go for wools and linens as my fabrics of choice. Only once have I worked with silk, silk taffeta, and silk is expensive. The wool and linens are also expensive, and I'm a bit strapped for cash. It's kind of the curse of you want to work on a tailoring project, or but if you don't have the money to be able to afford the fabrics, it doesn't matter how much time you have. If you're here for an airship, I'm afraid all flights have been suspended until further notice. So the state of alert is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we're not here for an airship. We have business at Megaduta. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. From here, it's quite simple, really. Ascend these steps, then continue straight ahead and across the bridge. You cannot miss it. Oop. get that Ethernet shard. Okay, how do I get up there? I mean it, really. How do I get up there? Yes. No. Okay. No, I lost Justinian. Now I gotta go all the way back. Oh no, wait, there he is. Okay, so I believe it's jump onto this, then somehow get lucky and land on this. Then slowly work your way up here, then down to there, and then up. I'll have to try that later. I was afraid I lost Justinian and had to go all the way back to the beginning. I remember passing by here with Varshan. The situation being what it was, he regretted not being able to show us the site. Life has yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. Though the city is confusing, the food is quite good. I'm partial to Hamza myself. The meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. Squawk, squawk? Huh? Oh boy. Oh. Oh, well, there is a locale. I can reach that. Greetings and welcome to Megaduta. May I inquire after your business? We are members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, come at the invitation of His Excellency. Ah, of course, we have been expecting you. I'll show you into the audience chamber if you would please follow me.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent, in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzatan will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydralin to whom we must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsormr did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydralin endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydralin does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
Midgardsormr and I have crossed paths, yes. I only wish he could be here with us now. Ooh! I'm gonna go with that one. That one has a lot more meaning.
I know of his clash with Omega, and the long slumber which was his price. Yet even closed in sleep, my father's eyes are far from blind. He is watching over thee, watching over this world. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence.
Oh, shut up. Damn, right in the feels there.
Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Our apologies again. I hope we didn't force you to conclude your conversation prematurely. Well, it did kind of end prematurely, but it also seemed to be nearing the end anyway, so... So what were you and Future talking about? Nothing? Very well, if you say so. The others have gone ahead to the High Crucible. Let's catch up to them. Like his sister Tiamat, Ritra is possessed of a gentle soul. I'm glad they're on our side. The color of joy. Alpha now has a mind to join the others at the High Crucible. The attendant was kind enough to give me directions to the High Crucible. First, let us return to the mulberry orchard. Okay. I understand the mulberries are for the silkworms, grown a stone's throw away from the Satrap's residence. It gives the quintessential Thavnarian flair, don't you think? From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and past the mulberries. The word "huge" apparently means bind in the local tongue, and this district is so named because it connects all the others in the city. If we manage to come this far, we shouldn't have trouble finding the High Crucible, or so I was told. Where the street turns, enter the door straight ahead, then descend the steps. I thought the Crystarium was confusing, but it doesn't compare to Razathan. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Anyway, let's see where this door takes us. I had thought that the Crystarium was actually fairly easy to navigate, all told. Sorry for the detour, I just thought I'd get the other ether net point here if I'm allowed access. And then there's this one that's all the way over here in Kama. I'll have to walk over there some other time. Though it's kind of weird that they put an Ethernet point all the way over there if it's not to be used. Phew, it seems we're on the right track. And here is the Aetheryte Plaza. So far so good, and there isn't much further to go. From here we just need to cross to the other side of the hall, then pass through the larger of two doorways. The High Crucible lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warding scales. Come, let us join them. Ooh, there's a mender here. Doing my bit for the local economy. According to the message on the base, this Aetheryte has been temporarily disabled. Yeah. Oh, there's one down here. The lady above, I actually can do that one because while my crafting jobs are a little behind, my gathering jobs are over level 80. Okay, so now I have access, presumably. So now I have access to that. Good to know. You took your time, got turned around, I take it. Though this land hath been afforded a respite in turmoil, do many others languish still. Our work is far from finished. Oh, is that supposed to be like from the trailer? Although they were standing out, I think, on one of the main streets. Not... But first things first, let's get that etherite, or the Ethernet point. Excellent. You're in time to hear the latest good news. The students have previously turned to Radzahan's alchemists for help with the analysis of various artifacts. That is how I became acquainted with Nidana. I'm glad we could rescue her and pray she makes a full recovery. I'm quite well now, I assure you. As they say, the stronger the taste and stranger the color, the more effective the remedy. With my body trying to replenish the ether I spent, however, I'm feeling rather famished. I think a sampling of the local delicacies is in order. Hamza cuisine would be a good place to start, perhaps. As I heard it, after you defeated Nidhogg, his scales found their way into the hands of the firmament's artisans. Steeped in power as they are, it's no surprise they were coveted. Still, it is a strange legacy for the vengeful worm. Huh. What an immense laboratory. How many such places were enlisted to help forge the warding scales, I wonder. We were told all of them. We're the last, of course, but at least we found the place.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations. Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true?
Indeed it is.
I was so groggy from sleep, I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Hmm? Oh.
Look at that. Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
Foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Sharlayan then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
The last thing I remember before being absorbed into the tower was you rushing towards me. I can only imagine the hardships you and yours must have had to overcome to rescue us. No amount of words will suffice to express my gratitude, but I hope the flower's radiant glow says everything I cannot. Ah. Okay. Back to Sharian. And I know I could use the Ether network if I was feeling truly lazy, but it's honestly such a short walk. Let's see, where's Alphino and Alize? Are they? Nope, no one's here. It's good to be back and with the fruit of our labors safely in storage. For now, we have but to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Thancred suggested, you should get some rest in the meantime. Welcome back, Myrokos. Kryl has apprised me of your recent accomplishments. What an amazing feat to eliminate a tower and pave the way to deal with the rest. While it isn't much, I've changed your sheets and plumped up your pillow. After all, there's nothing like collapsing in a nice clean bed after completing a major milestone, be it penning a thesis or defeating deiform entities. So would you like to take a look at your new improved lodgings now? Sure. And this is where I get 2 units of Archon Life. Is that 2 slices, or is that 2...
Take heart and protect them well.
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
Oh, they got takeout. With paper bags and all.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Sharlayan cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Sharlayan feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Speak
speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Cryle, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes? Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt. The relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed. And in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon, and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes, well, after a fashion. They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Oh. So are we pushing it until dawn? Shall we call it a night? You know, these are my quarters. We're gonna push it till dawn? I want to see what else comes.
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Huh.
Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else is... equal. Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke. But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn. Burn. Let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me, so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes, I think that is something we can both enjoy.
Oh, 83, and with that, I think I will call this part of the stream to a close. It's been about nearly 4 hours. Yeah, I think I'll call it quits at this point because I have a feeling it's going to get very busy going forward. If you liked what you saw at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. And I will see you anon, friends.